Hello and welcome to NeoRoyal, House of Pricey Cardboard.
My friend, how awesome is that? We got Alex from Affinity for Commander to do our intro. I can't thank them enough for the support they showed me, and if somehow you know about NeoRoyal and not Affinity for Commander, go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. Let's head into the game. This is another game from the session with me, Hugo and Kelly. For this game, Kelly is playing her first and favorite deck, Gold Color Gisa. This deck is mainly an aggro zombie deck, but don't let it fool you. She has multiple tools in her belt. An army of zombie, ping you with Ayera First of Lockwane and Zolaport Cutthroat, or even a big Exsanguinate with multiples mana doubler. All of this backed with black goodies like Tutors and Shield Dread. The Grey Merchant of Asphodel or Gary will always hit super hard. My Ghired deck, as seen before on this channel, is a token-focused aggro deck that aims to win through combat by having a massive board and dealing a ton of trample damage. Having haste or creating copies of the commander that can then get populated is one of the many tricks that this deck can do. Finally, Hugo's Najeela deck is a warrior tribal token deck that aims to win through multiple combat steps. Even though the main win con is the commander herself, the rest of the deck has a couple of alternative plans like Brutal Horde Chief or Throne of the God Pharaoh. Hugo's starting hand contains Kindred Dominance, Marisi Breaker of the Coil, Tempt with Discovery, Boros Charm, Canopy Vista, Sandstep Citadel, Mystic Monastery. My starting hand contains Watley Radiant Champion, Italy Primal Storm, Carplucin Forest, Myriad Landscape, Exotic Orchard, Path of Ancestry, and a basic mountain. Kelly's starting hand contains Zombie Master, Dreadhorde Invasion, Feaster of Fools, Scourgedag High Priest, Soul Ring, and 2 basic swamps. Kelly wins the contest of the craziest commander and starts this off. She then drops a swamp and pass. I'll then drop a Path of Ancestry, tapped and pass. Hugo then drops a Mystic Monastery and end his turn. Kelly then drops another basic swamp. She then casts Scourgedag High Priest, passing. I'll then drop a Myriad Landscape and pass. Hugo then drops a Sandstep Citadel and we head into turn 3 without much action. Kelly then drops a basic swamp and casts a Soul Ring. She follow it up with Dreadhorde Invasion. She ships me the turn. I'll then drop an Exotic Orchard and crack my Myriad Landscape for 2 basic mountain on the battlefield. I end my turn. Hugo then drops a Command Tower and casts his commander. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Colosseum, the Blade Blossom! The hostilities are about to begin. At Kelly's upkeep, Dreadhorde Invasion lose her 1 life and amass 1. She then casts her commander.
The blessed sleep, the blessed sleep, the blessed sleep. Ha! Oh, wake up, my lovelies! There's work to be done!
She goes to combat and send the High Priest to me for 1 point of damage. She pass. I'll then drop a Carplucin Forest and won't tolerate such hostilities and cast my commander.
Harmony is no longer an option.
I get a Scry from my Path of Ancestry and give the turn to Hugo. Hugo then drops a Canopy Vista and casts Farseek, fetching a Sunken Hollow. He has not good attacks with his commander and pass. Heading into turn 5, Kelly casts a Zombie Master. She then convoke out a Feaster of Fools, which devour a token granting him 2 +1/+1 counters. She then ends her turn. I then drop the third and final basic mountain from my deck and cast Ghired's Belligerence where X equals 4. I deal 2 to Najeela and 2 to the High Priest. I then go to combat and sends Ghired to Hugo and 2 Rhino to Kelly. She blocks 1 with her demon and she takes 4 while Hugo takes 2. Hugo, being quite set back, casts a Tempt with Discovery. Kelly, who has been missing some lands too, takes the chance to grab her Cabal coffers and I decline the offer. Hugo fetch a Spire Garden and a Temple of the False God. He then casts Edric, Spy Master, and I turn evil for a moment. He pass. Kelly then drops an Ancient Tomb. She then casts Kurik, Son of Yawgmoth. Keeping blockers, she pass. I then drop a Scavenger Ground, and then cast a Garruk's Pack Leader. I go to combat. I send 3 Rhino to Kelly. She blocks 1 with the Demon, and Ghired +1 Rhino to Hugo. I like drawing, but I don't like to leave an opponent full health. I draw a card from my pack leader and more from Edric. In my second main phase, I cast a Strionic Resonator and end my turn. Hugo cast an Anointed Procession and Marisi, Breaker of the Coil. Before leaving Hugo's turn, Kelly activates her commander to sacrifice the Feaster to create 5 zombie tokens. At her upkeep, she loses a life to amass and then land drops a basic swamp. She casts Victimize on a token and bring back the High Priest and the Feaster. The Feaster devour one of the 2/2 zombie. She goes to combat and sends the Zombie Master and 2 zombie to Hugo. He controls the swamp and cannot block. I begin my turn by land dropping a Wooded Foothills. I crack it for a Canopy Vista untapped and cast a True Conviction. I go to combat and activate the Resonator to create an additional Rhino token. Kelly has a reaction of her own and activate her commander to create 5 more zombie tokens. I send a Rhino plus the pack leader to Hugo and Ghired plus 4 Rhino to Kelly. Now, as Hugo declares Edric as a blocker, it means that the draw trigger will only happen on my first strike damage. Kelly decides to block as much of the first strike to prevent said draw. She declares 2 zombie per Rhino as blockers. They then take the rest of the trample damage. I draw 2 cards of my pack leader and 1 from Edric. Hugo then goes to his turn and casts a Kindred Dominance, naming Warriors. He then goes to combat and sends Marisi to me. Kelly's turn is quite quick as she goes to her upkeep and loses her last point of life to the Dreadhorde invasion. The turn then comes back to me. I then drop a basic forest and cast a Tangible Virtue. I follow it up with the Xenagos the Reveler and use his 0 ability to create a 2/2, now 3/3 Satyr token with Haste, Vigilance and Double Strike. I go to combat and send my new 1-man army to Hugo. I then cast Kodoma's Reach and end my turn. Hugo recast his commander and follow it up with a Beastmaster Ascension. Even though my life total is quite high at the moment, the Ascension once active could make it go away real fast. He goes to combat and send Marisi plus 2 tokens created by his commander to my Planeswalker. I block none of them and Xenagos goes to the graveyard. I untap and then drop a basic forest. I go to combat and send my Satyr back to Hugo. He doesn't want to block with his commander and let the damage go through. I cast Watley, Radiant Champion, and use our +1 ability to add another loyalty counter to her. I then cast a Fearsome Rebirth. Hugo, knowing he does not have the mana to come back from this, concedes the game. Looking back at this game, at first I thought it was too one-sided for the channel, but when I looked back at it, I changed my mind. Kelly could have blocked with Kirik and have another turn to help Hugo out. Also, Hugo was quite certain that his board wipe followed up with the Beastmaster Ascension would be enough to stop my game plan, but a simple 2/2 with haste proved otherwise. A specific moment I would like to point out is my last swing. An important concept in Magic is opening the door for your opponents to make mistakes. When I send my Satyr to Hugo, he could have blocked with his commander and have 6 more life to continue the fight, but not knowing that my plan was to board wipe, he let it through. Always attack before casting spells if they don't affect your combat step, and always draw before casting spells if you can order your triggers because your turn plan might change completely. With that piece of wisdom, I thank you for taking the time to watch our video. Make sure to subscribe for more. We post a new video on Thursday. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and take care, my friend.